In a world filled with masks and illusions, trust becomes both a gift and a weapon. But not everyone who seeks your trust is worthy of it. In this video, we'll uncover the subtle signs of betrayal and how to protect yourself from those who would deceive you. Brace yourself for a journey into the heart of trust, where true power lies in knowing who to trust and who to avoid. Betrayal is no mere stumble along the path of life. It is a deliberate fork in the road, chosen with precision, guided by a shadowed intent. Those who betray do so not in ignorance, but in full awareness of the harm they inflict. It is a declaration of their values, or lack thereof, a moment where they prize their gain above your trust, their desires above your dignity. Do not be deceived by feigned innocence or hollow justifications. These are the tools of the betrayer, wielded to obscure their calculated strike. Your task is not to lament the existence of such people, but to sharpen your vision, to see through their masks before their blade finds your back. They do not strike suddenly. Their betrayal begins as a whisper, a glance too fleeting, a word too polished, a gesture too rehearsed. And yet most turn away, unwilling to confront the discomfort of suspicion. Do not be among them. Embrace the unease, for it is your ally, the signal that your instincts have caught the scent of danger. To live in vigilance is not to live in fear, but in strength. The predator cannot harm the prey that sees it coming. Recognize this truth. Betrayal is the ultimate act of cowardice disguised as cunning. It relies on your blindness, your trust, your willingness to believe in the goodness of all. But not all are good. Some are merely waiting for the moment when your guard slips, when your faith in them outweighs your faith in yourself. Trust not blindly, trust with clarity. For in clarity you hold the power, not to control their actions, but to ensure their actions cannot control you. Silence is not the absence of words. It is a presence louder than any sound. It is a shadow lurking in the conversation, an unspoken truth wrapped in hesitation. Those who hide their true intentions rarely speak of your pain, for to acknowledge it would be to expose their indifference or, worse, their complicity. In their silence you find not peace but a void, a chasm where empathy should reside. Listen closely to this void, for it reveals more than their words ever could. The one who remains silent when your world trembles is not neutral. Their quietude is a choice, a deliberate withdrawal from the battlefield of your struggles. They stand as spectators, unwilling to fight alongside you, unwilling to risk their comfort for your cause. And yet, it is not the silence of strangers that wounds the most. It is the silence of those you have called friends, allies, confidants. Their muted response is a betrayal cloaked in apathy, a signal that their loyalty is but an illusion. Do not dismiss this silence as harmless. It is a language of its own, a language of evasion, of withheld support, of concealed truths. Learn to hear its tones, its weight, its depth. For in the quiet moments when words are absent, intentions are laid bare. It is in this silence that you must act, not with anger, but with clarity. Separate those who are merely present from those who are truly with you. For the latter will not remain silent in the face of your pain. They will speak, they will act, they will rise. To hear silence is to understand its power. It is a mirror, reflecting the soul of the silent. And when that silence speaks of indifference, of distance, of hidden motives, heed its warning. For the silence of others is often the loudest alarm your spirit will ever hear. Beware the siren song of those who promise too much. Their words, dripping with sweetness, are not gifts, but snares, woven to entangle your trust and bind it to their will. Promises, when offered in excess, are not signs of generosity, but of cunning. They are the currency of manipulators, spent lavishly to purchase your faith, only to leave you bankrupt when the moment of fulfillment arrives. Such people build castles in the air, knowing full well they will never lay the foundation. These promises are not born of sincerity, but of calculation. They are tools, sharpened to exploit your desires, your hopes, your need to believe in something greater. And in their abundance lies their deceit, for the truly noble do not scatter promises like seeds on the wind. They speak sparingly with purpose, and fulfill their word not with fanfare, but with quiet action. Those who promise too much do so because they have nothing else to offer. Their words are their only currency, and they spend it recklessly, knowing they will never be held accountable. Do not let yourself be dazzled by these illusions. A promise unfulfilled is a betrayal waiting to happen, and the one who makes it knows this better than anyone. They rely on your hope, your desire to see the good in others, to blind you to the truth. But hope, untethered from reality, is a dangerous thing. It leads you into traps, into disappointments that cut deeper than the sharpest blade. Trust not the one who speaks of grand things with ease. Look instead to the one who acts with quiet conviction, whose promises are few, but whose deeds are many. For in this world words are cheap, but actions, true actions, are priceless. Guard your faith carefully, for it is a treasure that once stolen is difficult to reclaim. Let their promises ring hollow as they were always meant to, and walk away before the trap is sprung. Envy is a silent poison creeping into the hearts of the weak and the restless. It festers in the shadows, feeding on their insecurities and transforming admiration into resentment. Those who envy you do not seek to rise to your level. They seek to pull you down, to drag you into the abyss where their inadequacies feel less glaring. They will never celebrate your triumphs, for your success is a mirror that reflects their failures, and they cannot bear the sight. Do not mistake their smiles for sincerity, nor their words of praise for genuine admiration. The envious wear masks, their bitterness hidden behind a facade of politeness, but their intentions are not silent forever. They will surface in subtle ways, in the slight diminishment of your achievements, in the faint praise that carries an edge, in the calculated moments where their actions betray their words. They will not confront you directly. They will erode your foundation slowly, hoping you will not notice until it is too late. Such people are dangerous not because of their strength, but because of their cunning. They understand that they cannot compete with you in the open, so they operate in the shadows, planting seeds of doubt, whispering words of division, poisoning the wells of trust that sustain you. Their envy is a fire that burns quietly, but if left unchecked, it can consume everything you have built. Be vigilant. The envious reveal themselves not in their victories, but in their failures to celebrate yours. Surround yourself with those who rise with you, who find joy in your ascent, who see your success as a shared triumph rather than a personal indictment. For envy is not just their burden. It can become yours if you allow it to linger in your circle. Recognize it, confront it, and remove it. Do not let their envy become the weight that drags you down. Instead, let it be the fuel that propels you further, leaving them behind in the shadow of their own making. Words are the currency of the deceiver, spun with ease and precision to weave the illusion of truth. But actions are raw, unpolished, and unyielding to manipulation. They reveal the essence of a person, stripped of pretense, unguarded by the mask of eloquence. If you seek to understand the soul of those around you, do not listen to what they say. Observe what they do. Watch closely, for in their actions lies the truth they dare not speak. The one who speaks of loyalty but betrays another will one day betray you. The one who promises kindness but turns away when it is needed most will do the same when your moment comes. People are creatures of habit, and their patterns are visible to those with the courage to look. Do not be blinded by flattery or distracted by grand declarations. These are but smoke, disguising the fire of their true intentions. Look beyond the words, into the moments when no one is watching, when they believe their actions carry no consequence. It is there in the shadows of their everyday choices that their character is laid bare. To trust blindly in words is to build your foundation on sand, vulnerable to the first wave of betrayal. But to anchor your understanding in actions is to fortify yourself against deception. For while words can be rehearsed, actions are instinctive. They arise from the depths of a person's nature, unfiltered and unrefined. They are the truest reflection of who they are and who they will be when faced with you. Do not seek clarity in the noise of their promises. Seek it in the silence of their deeds. Watch how they treat the powerless, the overlooked, the ones who cannot offer them anything in return. For how they act in these moments will echo in how they act with you. Trust the language of actions, for it does not lie. And when you have seen enough, let their deeds, not their words, guide your judgment. In this, you will find the wisdom to discern ally from adversary, friend from foe. A smile can be a blade, sharpened to disarm your caution. It is the weapon of the hypocrite, the mask of the deceiver, crafted to conceal their true intentions. They wear it not out of kindness, but as a shield, a calculated gesture designed to lull you into complacency. Do not be deceived by the curve of lips or the brightness of teeth. These are but decorations, hollow and fleeting. If you wish to see the truth, look beyond the smile. Look into the eyes. The eyes cannot lie. They betray the soul, revealing what the smile seeks to obscure. In the depths of their gaze, you will find the flicker of envy, the shadow of contempt, the cold indifference masked by feigned warmth. The one who smiles too easily, too broadly, often does so to distract you, to draw your attention away from the emptiness within. Their joy is counterfeit, their intentions veiled. They smile not because they feel, but because they calculate. Beware of those who wield smiles as tools of manipulation, who use them to gain your trust, only to shatter it when your back is turned. Their laughter rings hollow, their gestures lack substance. They know the power of appearances, and they count on your willingness to believe in them. But belief, when given freely and without scrutiny, is a dangerous gift. It leaves you vulnerable, open to betrayal by those who never deserved your trust. Seek not the friend who smiles at your victories, but the one who stands firm in your defeats. True honesty does not hide behind a mask. It meets you face to face, unadorned and unashamed. Do not let the sweetness of their grin blind you to the bitterness of their intentions. Peel away the mask, see the truth, and guard yourself against those who wield smiles as weapons. For in their pretense lies a lesson. Not all that glitters is gold, and not all who smile are your friends. Trust is not a gift, it is a fortress built stone by stone through trials, both small and great. Before you entrust someone with the keys to your heart, your dreams, or your life, observe how they handle the smallest of responsibilities. The trivial, the mundane, these are the proving grounds of character, the mirror reflecting their true nature. In the way they treat what is insignificant to them, you will see how they might one day treat what is precious to you. Loyalty is not forged in grand gestures or dramatic proclamations. It is revealed in the quiet moments, in the unnoticed acts that carry no fanfare. Those who are true will guard even the smallest trust with the same care as the greatest. To them, integrity is not conditional, it is absolute. But the unfaithful, the careless, will show their hand in these minor trials. They will dismiss the small as unworthy of their effort, revealing a flaw that will one day shatter under the weight of something larger. Do not rush to place your faith in anyone without testing its foundation. A heart untested is a heart unknown. Give them a task so small it seems irrelevant, so simple it carries no risk. Watch how they respond. Do they act with diligence or do they falter? Do they take it lightly, or do they treat it with the respect it deserves? These answers will echo in how they handle the greater trusts you may one day place in their hands. the small things matter. They are the seeds of greater truths, the glimpses into the soul that words cannot provide. To test loyalty in minor matters is not to doubt someone's worth, but to protect your own. It is to ensure that the bonds you forge are not fragile, that the trust you offer is not misplaced. For in the end, how they handle the small is how they will handle the great. And when the stakes are high, it is too late to discover the cracks in their character. Be vigilant, be discerning, and let the small trials reveal the truth before the larger trials demand it. The tongue of the gossip is a dagger, sharp and insidious, cutting not with brute force, but with whispers and insinuations. Those who revel in speaking of others' flaws, secrets, and failures are not harmless. They are architects of distrust, weaving webs of betrayal with every word they utter. Their delight in exposing another's vulnerability is not merely a pastime, it is a warning. For the same tongue that speaks of others today will speak of you tomorrow, carving your name into the same fabric of deceit. Gossips are not merely idle, they are dangerous. They thrive on the currency of secrets, trading the trust of one for the fleeting attention of another. To them, loyalty is a hollow word, a mask worn only until the next opportunity arises to sow discord. They do not build bonds, they break them. They do not elevate, they erode. In their presence, trust is fragile, easily shattered by the weight of their words. And you, should you ignore their nature, will one day find yourself their next subject, their next victim. Do not be seduced by their charm or their seeming intimacy. The gossip's greatest trick is to make you believe their words are for you, alone, that you are special, chosen to hear the truths they so eagerly share. But this is the lie they tell to everyone, a performance repeated endlessly, their loyalty scattered as ash in the wind. Observe how they speak of others, how casually they betray confidences, how gleefully they dissect the lives of those absent. For in their words lies the prophecy of how they will speak of you when you are no longer in the room. True strength lies in silence, in the refusal to diminish others for fleeting satisfaction. Seek the company of those who guard the secrets of others as fiercely as their own, who speak with purpose and integrity, not with malice. For the gossiper is not merely a commentator on life, they are a saboteur, planting seeds of mistrust wherever they tread. Recognize them for what they are and distance yourself, lest their poisons seep into your own life. In their words is a mirror, see them clearly, and you will see the truth of their character. Excuses are the foundation of betrayal, laid brick by brick, in moments when truth is too heavy to bear. Each excuse is a veil, a mask that conceals the truth, offering comfort to both the liar and the deceived. But beneath it the soil is tainted, the roots of dishonesty taking hold. The one who speaks in justifications is not seeking understanding. They are seeking to escape the consequences of their actions, to evade the weight of their own failures. And excuse is the language of the coward. It is the shield they raise to protect their pride, to preserve the illusion of integrity when the truth would expose them. But those who are truly sincere, who walk in honesty, need no such armor. They stand bare, their actions clear and unclouded by the fog of excuses. They do not falter. They do not seek refuge in words that twist the facts. They face the consequences of their actions with courage, not with the flimsy defense of explanations. Beware the one who justifies, for they are already preparing the ground for betrayal. They are not concerned with truth, but with their own comfort, their own reputation. Each excuse they offer is a step away from accountability, a step closer to the moment when their actions will betray you. In their need to explain away their misdeeds, they reveal a deeper truth, that they see you not as an equal, but as someone to be manipulated, someone whose trust can be taken for granted. True loyalty requires no justification, no defense. It is a force that stands on its own, unwavering in the face of difficulty. The one who is loyal will act with integrity, even when there is no one to witness it, even when the truth is inconvenient. They will not hide behind excuses, for their honesty is a reflection of their character, not a means to an end. So when you hear the words, "I'm sorry, but," understand that it is not an apology you are receiving. It is a warning that the seeds of betrayal have already been sown. Trust only those whose actions need no explanation, whose integrity stands unshaken, whose sincerity cannot be obscured by the smoke of excuses. For in the end, the truth will always rise to the surface, and those who seek to bury it will eventually be undone. Beware the ones who approach you with outstretched hands, not to share in your triumphs, but to take what they can. Their interest in you is not a reflection of who you are, but of what they can gain. Their words are sweet, their presence flattering, but beneath the surface lies a cold calculation, an eye always on the prize. They do not see you as a person, but as a tool, a means to an end. And once the benefit is exhausted, so too will be their affection. These are not companions to cherish, but opportunists to avoid. They do not build relationships, they build transactions. Their loyalty is as fleeting as the reward they seek from you. And when the well runs dry, so will they vanish, leaving behind only the hollow echo of their self-serving words. Their connection to you is not rooted in admiration or respect, but in the temporary utility you provide. The moment that utility fades, so does their interest. True bonds are forged in the fire of mutual respect, not in the cold calculations of self-interest. A person who seeks only to benefit from your presence will never offer you the same in return. They are parasites, feeding off your strength, your success, your generosity, until there is nothing left for them to take. And when the well runs dry, so will they, leaving you to face the emptiness they've left behind. The test of true connection is not found in what one can gain, but in what one is willing to give. Those who are with you through loss as much as through gain, who stand by you not because they stand to profit, but because they value you as a person, are the ones who deserve your trust. Those who approach you with their hand out, their eyes only on the prize, will leave you empty when the prize is gone. Their loyalty is a shadow, fleeting and insubstantial. Recognize them for what they are, for when the benefit is no longer in your grasp, you will find yourself alone with only the bitter taste of their departure to remind you of their true nature. The true character of a person is not revealed in moments of comfort and prosperity, but when the storm clouds gather, when the weight of the world presses down upon them. It is in these moments of crisis that the mask slips, and what lies beneath is exposed in its purest form. Under pressure, the facade of loyalty, of friendship, or of virtue cracks open, and what remains is the raw, unvarnished truth of who they really are. The traitor, when faced with adversity, will crumble. Their loyalty, built on shaky foundations, will erode in the face of hardship. They will seek to preserve themselves, to save their own skin at whatever cost. They will abandon you without hesitation, for their bond with you was never about trust. It was about convenience, about what they could gain. And when the crisis comes, they will abandon you in the same way they abandoned their integrity, their principles, their sense of honor. But true strength, true loyalty, shines brightest in the darkest of times. Those who stand firm, who remain steadfast when the world is falling apart, are the ones who are worth your trust. In the midst of chaos, they do not falter, they do not seek to escape, they do not betray. They are the ones who rise when others fall. The pressure of crisis is a test, a crucible that reveals the essence of a person. It strips away the pretenses, the lies, and the falsehoods. It shows you who they truly are, not in the smoothness of their speech or the gentleness of their touch, but in the heat of the battle, in the tension of the struggle. It is then, when everything is on the line, that their true nature will be revealed. So observe closely, for the traitor cannot hide forever. When the storm comes, their true face will emerge, and you, if you have the wisdom to see, will recognize them for what they are: fragile, weak, and unworthy of the trust you once placed in them. In crisis, the mask of the betrayer falls, and their betrayal becomes inevitable. The truth is a solitary companion, one that demands courage and unwavering resolve. It does not seek the applause of the crowd, nor does it bend to the whim of popular opinion. Those who cannot stand firm in their own truth, who constantly look to others for validation, are like chameleons, shifting and changing to fit the moment, to win the favor of the multitude. They are weak, not because they lack conviction, but because they lack the courage to be alone with their own beliefs. In the face of adversity, they will always seek refuge in numbers. They will sacrifice their own integrity, their own voice, in exchange for the comfort of being part of the crowd, the safety of anonymity within the collective. These are the ones who betray not out of malice, but out of fear. Fear of standing alone, fear of being rejected, fear of being seen for who they truly are. But those who seek the approval of others, who measure their worth by the consensus of the masses, are traitors to themselves. They are not loyal to their own truth, but to the shifting tides of opinion that promise fleeting comfort and false security. They will forsake their principles in a heartbeat if it means gaining the favor of the crowd. And in doing so, they betray the very essence of who they could be. The true test of character is not found in how one conforms to the will of the many, but in how one stands alone, unwavering in the face of opposition, regardless of who stands with or against them. The one who can stand by their own truth without the need for validation is the one who will not betray you. They are the ones who will remain steadfast, even when the world around them falters, for they do not seek the approval of others. They seek the approval of their own conscience. So beware the one who cannot stand alone, who constantly seeks the comfort of the crowd. Their loyalty is a fragile thing, built on the shifting sands of external validation. When the crowd turns against you, they will turn as well, for they are not bound by truth. They are bound by the need to belong. And in their desperation to fit in, they will sacrifice you without hesitation. Trust is not a vulnerability. It is a weapon. It is the sharp edge of your strength, the foundation upon which your world is built. But this strength is not blind or naive. True power lies not in the act of trusting, but in the discernment to see the true nature of those around you, to recognize who is worthy of that trust, and who, under the veil of loyalty, waits only for the right moment to strike. This is the essence of mastery, not in yielding to the whims of others, but in the ability to read the currents of human nature, to understand the subtle signals of betrayal before they manifest. The one who trusts indiscriminately is no master, but a pawn in the hands of those who seek to exploit weakness. But the one who trusts wisely, who gives their loyalty only to those who have proven their worth, is a force to be reckoned with. Your true power does not lie in the ability to open your heart to all, but in your ability to recognize when that heart must remain closed. It is in your ability to see through the masks people wear, to understand when their words are empty and their smiles false. You must learn to trust with intention, not with blind faith. You must learn to separate the genuine from the opportunistic, the loyal from the self-serving. In this, you will find not just protection, but empowerment. For in knowing who you can trust, you create the space to build a world of true allies, unshakable and steadfast, and those who seek to betray you, they will reveal themselves in time, for the deceptive are always drawn to the light of your discernment, like shadows retreating from the sun. Trust is not a weakness. It is the greatest strength you possess, but it is a strength that demands awareness, that demands vigilance. When you master the art of trust, you will hold the power to shape your destiny, free from the betrayal of those who would seek to tear it down. As you navigate the complexities of trust, remember that it is your greatest power, but also your most delicate weapon. Guard it, sharpen it, and use it only where it is deserved. May you walk with wisdom, seeing through the shadows and standing firm in the face of betrayal. Trust not blindly, but with clarity, and may your strength guide you to those who truly deserve it. Stay vigilant, stay wise, and always trust in yourself.